Greetings all. Welcome to another AIP Solutions video. Today, we will be looking at doing similar functions as mail merge but using Power Automate Desktop. We will read a spreadsheet of customer information, use that information to fill in a Word template, convert that template into a PDF, and email that PDF to the associated email address in the spreadsheet. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so let's look at our customer data. We have 3 entries here. And our first column is first name, last name, email, company, discount code, and a custom message. Now we're going to take these values and fill out our template with these values, after which we convert that template to a PDF document, and then we email that PDF document to the associated email address here. Similar to the mail merge function. Now let's take a look at the template. Now this is our template, just a simple Word document. It has a subject, special offer for the first name, which was the first column in our data spreadsheet, from a company specified, and it just addresses that particular client by first and last name. We insert our company name again, special discount code, our custom message here. So all of this information is going to be populated with each row in our spreadsheet, then converted to a PDF and emailed out. Okay, just a brief overview of what we're trying to accomplish here. So essentially we're going to read the CSV file, process each row in the CSV file, then read our template. And the way we're going to read this docx file is I'm going to use a PowerShell script that actually unzips that docx file and extracts an XML file. And with that XML file, we're going to do a find and replace on our keywords. Then we're going to zip up that XML file back into a docx file. And then we can call another PowerShell script that actually does the conversion from docx to PDF. Once that's done, we're going to use Power Automate's built-in email action that actually emails that and specify the associated email address to do that action. All right, let's begin. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to read our CSV file. So let's use the read from CSV action here. Specify the path. Leave the encoding as is, and it's going to be stored in our variable CSV table. Run that. We have our values. Actually, this first row is our column, so let's fix that. Okay, so now we should get 3 rows of data. Perfect. Okay. Next thing, let's set our template as a variable. Let's grab our template location, set in. Perfect. Now, my PowerShell script looks like this. And it's a pretty simple script. Essentially, it extracts our document.xml file from our Word document. And I go over this in detail in a previous video. So if you want to understand the script, then you can just look at the previous videos. So let's reference that here. So we call the script location and the template. We specify our template variable that we assigned earlier. We store that in PowerShell output. Okay. So now we have to clean up the XML file that we generate so we can run a trim text. It actually removes white spaces from the beginning and the end of it. We're going to take a PowerShell output and we're actually going to call this XML file. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to read this XML file and store it in a variable. So we have a read XML file action. So read our XML file and we're going to store it in our variable XML document. So if we run this, you see our XML document here actually is the XML layout of our Word document. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to want to reference this XML document. So let's assign a variable. We're going to call this original. And we're going to put the XML document here. Essentially, it's going to be a placeholder because as we iterate over each row, we want to keep our original XML document so that we can process it again for the next row. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now we want to go through each element in our CSV table. So we do a for each loop and we iterate over our CSV table. Now we need to set each variable for our CSV table. So if we look at our CSV table, our column 1 is first name, last name, email, etc. So I'm going to set a variable, call this first name, F name, and we're going to go current item. It's going to be the entire row, but we reference the first element in it by adding the 0, like so. Okay, perfect. All right, and you do the same thing for each element in that CSV file, last name, email, company, discount, and message, and update the current item index. Okay, now we actually need to replace the text in our XML document. So let's look for replace text. Our text to parse is going to be an XML document. Our text to find, we have it formatted like this. And we're going to replace it with a variable called fname. Let's change this to replaced first. Like so. And essentially, we're going to do that for each element in our Word template that we want replaced. So we went ahead and duplicate that for each element we want replacing that in our Word template. So last name with L name, company with company, discount code with discount, custom message with message. Okay, great. So now we need to write XML to the file. Let's use the write to XML to file action. And in here, our file will be our XML file here. XML to write is going to be replaced last here, which will contain our last iteration of our replacements. And we can leave everything else as default. Save that. So essentially now we have this variable that has all of our replaced text, and we write that back to our XML file. So we want to now create a new name for this XML file, and I want the new name to be the first name dot last name dot docx. So let's set a variable that does that. Let's call this new name. And in here, I'm going to put the path that I'm working with, which is this. And I reference the first name dot last name dot docx. Save that. And that's gonna, we just essentially set our variable to be our full folder path with our first name dot last name dot docx. Okay. So now we want to call our PowerShell script that'll create the docx file from our XML file. And we're going to use this PowerShell script here. Essentially, it just takes a new name parameter and zips back up the specified directory, which contains our XML file, and zips it back up with our new name. Okay, so let's call our PowerShell. And we reference the script with our new name variable that we defined earlier. And if there's any errors encountered, let's spit that out into a variable as well. Save that. Okay, perfect. Now, what we need to do is we need to convert that newly created docx file into a PDF. And of course, we're going to do that with a script as well. But before we run that script, we need the program to wait for this file to be created. So let's run a wait for file. And we're just going to specify our new name. Once that's created, then we're going to run our command that converts our doc file to a PDF. And I do that with a Python script. And reference the new name. So it's going to take in that document file, convert it to a PDF, and rename that PDF with our new name specified. Save that. Okay, so now we have an output, but we need to trim the white space from our output. So we're going to run a trim text on our command output variable. And we can just change this to attach. This is now our attachment. Perfect. So now we technically should have our PDF document formatted with the correct first name, last name, company, etc. So we're going to run our email option to email that newly created PDF now. So PowerShell Automate, Power Automate has this send email action that essentially allows us to fill in our SMTP details, and it will connect to our SMP server over a port specified. You can turn on authentication, so you can specify your username and password, save that, and it's going to use these details to send your email. So I'm going to paste my connection details in. Perfect. Now, another thing we need to do is we need to write our original XML file back to our XML file. Because for the next iteration of the row in the CSV. So we can just run a write XML to file, specify our original variable, which contains our original XML document value, and put that back in the XML file so that we can reprocess the next row iteration. And a very last thing that we should do is we should delete the file that gets created from our PowerShell script. Perfect. Okay. So this is our flow in its entirety. And this is our location of our CSV and template file. So we're going to go ahead and run this. Let's see what happens here. And that completed. Let's look at our PDF for Jane Smith. And special offer for Jane, Dear Jane Smith. Discount 25, our custom message, and our company name. Okay, perfect. And this is how our email looks with our subject specified, our body specified, and our attachment from Michael Brown. Special offer for Michael, Dear Michael Brown. His company name, custom message. Okay, great. And that completes the video. We went over how to automate updating a template with information read from a source, converting that to a PDF, and emailing it out to an associated email address. I hope you found this video useful. Please like and subscribe. This has been brought to you by AIP Solutions.